Hi everyone, it's me again. I'm Lena and I'm from the Healthcare Landscape Group. In this video, I'll be talking about my main video, which is on the topic of mental health and stress. Now, I'll be discussing on four main parts in this video. Firstly, I'll be talking about the main causes of stress in juveniles. Then I'll be talking about some common signs, common symptoms that arises in children or adolescents that are experiencing stress. And then for the last two parts, I'll be going over some of the main ways to manage stress and also some habits that we could adopt in order to maintain a good mental health. So those are the things that I'll be talking about in my video. Firstly, what are some of the main causes of stress in juveniles? Well, juveniles is the same as adolescents. So children that are in their adolescent stage. So firstly, academic pressures. This is where what we experience the most. So I feel like everyone who goes to school may experience this, like the pressure to have high grades when testing, also some of the homework, there's too much homework, and the pressure to be at the top of the class or just pass the grade. So that is the first common cause. Secondly, social media and also social relationships. Nowadays, the use of social media is very broad, and I feel like all of my friends and most adolescents or juveniles have a social media account in Vietnam. So this also has some drawbacks, of course, like cyberbullying or body image insecurities and etc. And that I will talk about in my DE2. Thirdly, family dynamics. So this could include in the family if there are some conflicts in the family, like a divorce or something that happens in the family that is unfortunate for the child to experience. Therefore, it can lead to trauma. Next, we have physical and emotional changes, and so this is basically children who undergoes puberty, adolescence I should say, and they get into the teenager stage. So this is the same age as me. So firstly we will have puberty, and then we will have because of puberty we have changes in our physical appearance and also in our mind as well. So maybe we have some breakdown or maybe a tantrum sometimes. So those are some of the physical and emotional changes. The fifth cause is future uncertainty. This is especially true for children, for adolescents and juveniles who are in middle school waiting to get into high school, or for high schoolers. So they have a future uncertainty about where they will go, will they go to college, what school they will get into if they decide to go to a college or university, will they enter the workforce, or as for my age, what school will we go to in high school, will we get the good grades or enough grades to get into that school. So that is future uncertainty. The sixth cause is environment. So this will include living or housing conditions. If the house is too broken down, or the house or the neighborhood is too loud, the living conditions is not adequate enough, and you can't study or can't do anything, that is also another cause of stress. The next cause is major life events or trauma. This also has to do with family dynamics. For example, a passing of a loved one, or losing someone that we are close with, our friends or our family, and this could lead to trauma and extreme stress and sadness. And finally, discrimination. So this could be gender discrimination or racial discrimination or discrimination overall. So those are some of the eight main causes of stress, and there are much There are so much more causes of stress that can't be I can't list them all in this video. And if I had the time, then it will be a whole day. Now moving on, the common signs of stress. Well, as you can see in this picture here, we have anxiety. The common signs of stress, anxiety, become irritable easily. So if someone talks with me and I become easily irritated, then that's a sign. There's also tension, depression, sleeplessness, we can't sleep at night or having trouble sleeping, and then loss of appetite, we don't feel like eating even if it's our favorite food. Then there's also isolation, fatigue, and headache. So if you're experiencing these signs of stress, you should do the following things. And that brings us to how to manage stress. Now, there are 5 main ways that I've grouped together to manage stress. Firstly, healthy lifestyle habits, which I'll talk later. We need to adopt healthy lifestyle habits so that our life will be organized and we will feel better and just recover from stress. There's also relaxation techniques. You could do meditation or mindfulness, or just sit in a corner and just think over your thoughts. Then finally, and also time management skills. We need to have good time management skills to manage our time and not push things down and also procrastinate. So that is also one cause of stress. We can have open communication with our family or our friends, share our thoughts and feelings with them so they can help us to overcome stress. Or if we won't choose that, then we can ask for professional help, for therapists or psychologists. So those are some of the main ways to manage stress. I've talked about healthy lifestyle habits, and these are the habits. So the next part is the habits, lifestyle habits. Well, firstly, for juveniles, like kids that are not teens yet, so pre-teens, they will need to have 9 to 12 hours of sleep, at least 9 to 12 hours of sleep. And then for juveniles and adolescents, then 8 hours of sleep is necessary. So that is the first one, which is adequate sleep. Then we also have limiting screen time. Screen time can affect not only our eyes and also our well-being, but also our mind as well. If we spend too much time on the internet, on social media, then we will feel isolated from the outside world. So that can lead to stress as well. At least 30 minutes of daily exercise for juveniles, or at least 1 hour of daily exercise for kids, preteens. So that is also an important habit to adopt. Why is exercising important? Well, getting out into the backyard or playing with your friends, with our neighbors, can help us to relax and also just get our mind off the stressful things. So that is the benefit of exercising. Building social connections. We can join certain groups, or we can make new friends at school, or join some clubs to help us to build social connections in the outside world. Spend time in nature, and travel or trips is also an important thing that we can adopt. Regular regular trips, or just spending a Sunday in the park can help us to relax and get our mind off the stressful things. So spending time in nature helps us to release our thoughts, because in nature it's peaceful. We also have avoiding substance use, which is very important because we will get addicted if we use it just for one time. Nutritious meals is also important because we need to have enough nutrition so that we won't starve, or we won't have enough nutrients to nurture our body. And then we will feel fatigue and also irritated anxiety. And finally, creating a structured routine. This also comes hand in hand with time management skills, because having a structured routine, which time you will need to do what, will help you to have an organized day and therefore an organized work week. So that is also very important. And also, we also have encouraging hobbies. We can adopt hobbies. Of course, everyone has hobbies. Some of the hobbies that I have is I like to play the guitar, or I like to crochet, as that is also some of my habits. So some of the hobbies that we could adopt are physical, the physical things like playing soccer or go swimming or playing badminton. Also arts, which includes certain aspects like drawing or painting or sculpting or anything related to art. And also mind, which we can like do some puzzles and things like that. And then social, which is just spending time with other people, going scouting groups, etc. So those are some of the ways to help us, some of the habits that we can adopt to have a good mental health. Finally, to end this video, I'll be giving you a fun fact that did you know that roughly 1 in 5 adults in the US experiences a mental illness, and also 20% of youth have mental health conditions, half of which starts at the age of 14. So that's very young. Now, what does this have anything to do with with society? Well, it can cost almost $200 billion annually in lost earnings in the US alone. So that is the impact that mental health, like mental illnesses and stress, have on society. So those are some of the things that I have to say in my video this week. I hope that you learned something new or just review some of the things that you have learned. Thank you again for listening to my video, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye!